Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Apple Tree Surfboards Tech Talk video. And today we're gonna discuss board weight and if it matters at all. A lot of people are always looking for the lightest board possible. If you see people walking in a shop, checking a rack of boards, they're always picking them up and oh, this one is so super light. But does that actually matter for you and for your riding style? It might surprise you that it doesn't always. It's not always so that the lightest board is the board for you. Why would you want a light board? For instance, it could help when you want a board that feels really alive under your feet, that's really responsive, because a light board will give you that. But at the same time, it could also make a board feel twitchy, so it's more like it's too responsive. Also, if you want to do a lot of freestyle, a really light board might help jumping up, but again, at the same time, a light board is caught easier by the wind, so it might blow away fairly easy. In general, a lot of lighter riders and light-footed riders really like a lighter board, but there's a lot of people who actually benefit by a heavier board as well. So especially if you're riding a lot of bigger waves, a heavier board can really help punching through those choppy conditions, which are almost always there, because when the wind's strong, the waves are big, but there's also some texture on the face of the wave, and a heavier board can really help push through that. Again, like if you make a board lighter and lighter and lighter, you're going to take away material and inherently make the board weaker as well. So in general, a heavier board, especially with us at Apple Tree Surfboards, will be stronger than the lighter version. So at Apple Tree Surfboards, we give you options of choosing what you want and how light you want to have your board. So our lightest construction will be the carbon fiber ultralight. Again, that board is super light, but also very stiff. We're going to talk about board stiffness in a different video, but something to consider as well. If you want a board with flex and a lighter weight, an S-class option might be a very good. It's a fancier glass, giving you a lighter board, and it's actually the board of choice for most of our team riders. If you're a heavier rider, you might actually benefit from a K++ board, which is heavier laminated, much stronger, and it's also the board that we recommend if you want to ride with inserts a lot. We do not recommend riding the super light boards with straps. So that was a little bit of information on what the weight of a surfboard does for your riding. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in another Apple Tree Surfboards Tech Talk video.